Hello there, it's Nooch, and today I'm coming here to talk to you about the top 5 things that are needed in LEGO Star Wars Battles. What does the game really need as it stands today? And we know the game needs a lot to really be productive, and I showed yesterday in a video, or earlier today, about, the developers are actively developing this game. They're looking for ways to improve the game, and they're letting us know that something big, some cool and fun, and maybe big things are coming pretty soon. So let's talk about what those things might be and what I really believe that they should be. And let's start down at number 5, and that's going to start with like a seasonal leaderboard or division rewards. Right now we have the seasons coming out every 4 weeks, and as you go through the seasons, you gain leaderboard points, and then at the end, and with the leaderboard points, you end up at the top of the leaderboard each week. There needs to be like a seasonal leaderboard. Like, I start off in division bronze, I advance to silver, gold, platinum, etc. We need those divisions, so whatever division you end up in, you get rewards for that division. And we need that primarily because it encourages players to keep going after big rewards, right? Like right now there are a few players, not a lot, but a few, that are dropping trophies to get some easier play and get some easier rewards. And if you put some nice rewards at the top of like a staggered gold, platinum, silver, emerald, whatever type of leaderboards, you can avoid a lot of that because players will shoot to get higher on the leaderboard instead of trying to stay lower to get easy wins. So that's number 5 of the things we need, not the bottom of the list, but still something that would be really good as far as overall trophy leaderboards. Number 4, events in general. So several things. These we could use in a leaderboard event, like once every 4 weeks. We spend 4 or 5 days just playing through and just see who, like a free for all. You play round robin. Whoever ends up at the top is the winner and is the best player in LEGO Star Wars Battles. Just something where we keep stacking up against each other over time and see who's going to end up at the top of it. Another thing with events, when you launch new units, the events in the game should reflect those new units. It's really cool that we have Hux and 3PO running these seasons, and I really like that. But if you're going to launch new units like, well, we're hoping for Palpatine and Anakin, right? And we've seen Minox and Buzz Droids. But let's talk about Minox and Buzz Droids. I don't understand the reason why those units, Minox and Buzz Droids, weren't available as rewards in some of the events for us. Or like maybe they weren't rewards, but we were allowed to use them as units, or they were just featured in the events. So that's something that I think the game should do, is include those in the events. And one final thing about events, and I've heard this in the communities, give us a replay option. We finish the event, it takes 20 minutes, and you're done with the event and you move on. Some people it takes longer. If you get some losses, it takes a little longer to finish it. You gotta wait 2 hours for the refresh, come back and play it again. But for those who finish it quickly, give us the option to refresh that. Let us spend 20 crystals, or just let us refresh it and play it for free in general. Now, the challenge I get there is you don't want players like me. I don't usually lose very much in events. You don't want me out there just crushing people over and over and really discouraging people. So there has to be some kind of balance there. I'm not sure exactly what. Maybe you could jump in and play like an event game against somebody at your level, your trophy level, or somewhere around there, and have like limited rewards for that second go around. I'm not sure exactly how that would work, but a chance to replay the events, because they just don't last very long when you don't lose very much. Number 3, balance. The game needs more balance. There's like 10 to 15 cards right now that you basically can't play with in regular leaderboard play. You just can't play with them. If you put them on the field, if I put the ATRT out there with the Gungans, I'm just gonna lose. I'm at 5,600 trophies. If I try that strategy, I have no path to victory. There's no card I can put on there. I can see where maybe Yoda might be able to pull it off, but you'd have to plan that perfectly. You have to have your opponent really not bothering you around. There are cards in the deck right now that are unusable. We've talked about them a lot. The Probe Droid, the Duros Alliance Fighter. As you move forward, you can't play these cards at all. They're unusable. So give us some more balance. Get those cards leveled up and balanced out to where they're usable. Keep tweaking them. Tweak them every 2 weeks till they're working. Keep balancing till this works. It's not a pay-to-play game. We have metas established in this game. We have meta decks that consist of maybe like half of the cards on the light and dark side, and you can't use the other cards. This shouldn't be a game of metas. This should be a game where everything is relatively balanced. You can throw cards in there. I can throw Gungans in there, and the ATRT, I can use them in a regular play game when I'm playing, at whatever level. It just isn't that game yet. So we need more balance. Keep balancing and rebalancing the cards in the game. Number 2, this is pretty obvious. We need more cards. We need more champions. We need more cards on the deck. Stuff that, you know, that can go along with balance, right? Like having more cards on the deck can lend to balance. If you bring cards in that, I was talking about the ATRT, if you bring in new cards that give a little more oomph to that ATRT or a little more oomph to that super battle droid, then maybe those are cards you can play more often. But, you know, so you need more options to build more types of decks to play in the game, and that's going to be really important going forward. I also think that something that's important, we need marketable cards. You know, when we got Buzz Droids and Minox, the Minox are a really good card. They perform really well. Buzz Droids not as much for sure, but the thing is that you can't market that, right? Nobody's going to go to Apple Arcade, look at Lego Star Wars Battles and see Minox and go, I gotta get Minox, get me in there, I gotta play. Nobody thinks that. No, nobody thinks that. A lot of people couldn't even remember what Minox were. Minox, by the way, are the big flappy pterodactyl suction cup sort of things that were in the cave, the space worm cave, space slug in Empire Strikes Back. They were chewing on the power cables outside, so they had to step out and get them. Oh, this ground sure feels wet, right? So, or moist. So anyway, we need to get cards that are marketable, that people know what they are. I get the idea of using cards that are kid friendly and Lego fun. We have the Porgs, we have the Ewoks. Everybody knows what Ewoks are, and everybody knows what Porgs are. So let's get cards that people recognize so we can get even more people playing this game. Finally, the number one thing that Lego Star Wars Battles needs to be successful. The absolute number one thing. And before I get into that, let's talk about the fact that we form these big communities. You know, there's Reddit community for Lego Star Wars Battles. There are large communities in Discord. There are people talking about this game together, having fun conversations, but they're not doing it in game. And what you need in game to make those communities happen are guilds, clans, whatever you want to call them, it doesn't matter. Large groups of players that come together to form a unit, to form one large team in the game, and it needs to have certain abilities to do within it. So you join a guild, you know, you join the Nooch-centric guild, right? You join the Star Wars Dad guild, and when you get in there, it has chat. You can talk to your guildmates, say, hey, what's going on? I tried battle droids today. They work really well with Boom Ball. That doesn't make any sense, but whatever. You get the idea. You need to be able to have chat, but you need more than that. You need to be able to share replays. Hey, everybody, here's a game I played. Check out this replay, and you can learn and grow from it. You need to be able to match up against your guildmates. You know, we don't really have like a sandbox mode in this game where you can go and just play with stuff. So if I can go and play with my guildmate and I can test out, try to find ways to use these units. Is there a way I can use Buzz Droids effectively that I haven't found yet? Well, let's play around with some different decks and let me try a few things without any punishment to my trophy count by playing with people in my guild. You need that. You need these things in the guild. Guild events or guild rewards at the end of the season. You know, maybe you played the season and whatever guild gets the most trophies during that season ends up with rewards, or you stack up the rewards again, kind of like the stacked rewards I was talking about earlier. Maybe you have gold, silver, and platinum guilds as well. Just some ways to encourage guild play, to get us together, playing in groups, playing as teams. Community in games, I have found, is the most important thing to bringing people to the game, to having them stay with the game, and to the longevity of the game. So we really need guilds or clans, whatever you want to call it, in the game. That's the most important thing we need right now. And there you go, guys. There's the top 5 things. The seasonal leaderboard, the event tweaks or event additions, balancing the cards, new cards, and guilds or clans. That's what we need in the game. Top to bottom, top 5. Hopefully we get all of those soon or at some pace in the near future. But of course, until we get them, guys, you should keep playing, keep having fun, keep attending the streams and watching the videos, and always remember, Nooch too good.